a marathon, not a sprint. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It's
Hey,
a marathon,
camera's
not a
rolling.
sprint. Whoa, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Highly Serious, a professional news gathering service. I'm your host, Craig Anthony Marshall. This is episode 6 of the Highly Serious Top 15 Live Action Superhero Films list. Today we're going to look at number 6 and number 5. We are down to the Super 6, the creme de la creme, the cream of the crop. So let's get to it. Here's number 6 on the Highly Serious Top 15 Live Action Superhero Films list.
Everyone thinks it's a full-time job. Wake up a hero, brush your teeth a hero, go to work a hero. Not true. Over a lifetime, there are only 4 or 5 moments that really matter. Moments when you're offered a choice. To make a sacrifice, conquer a flaw, save a friend, spare an enemy. In these moments, everything else falls away. The way the world sees us. The way we...
Ryan Reynolds had to fight tooth and nail to get this movie made. I think it's so dope that he was totally vindicated on every single level. He totally understands this character and gets Wade Wilson, aka Deadpool.
Maximum effort.
Even though he's an anti-hero slash mercenary, Ryan Reynolds makes him extremely likable. He even says repeatedly in the movie,
No hero.
but you're on his side anyway. I think it's because even though he racks up a major body count during the movie, at the heart of this film is a rock-solid love story. The chemistry between Deadpool and Jinx, played by Morena Baccarin, is off the charts. I love all their back and forth moments, always one-upping each other with jokes. His crazy matches her crazy big time. This is the role Ryan Reynolds was born to play. He's always been super funny, but never shined quite like this. I loved him in movies such as Waiting, Van Wilder, and Blade Trinity, but nothing prepared me for his turn as Deadpool. I remember seeing the leaked footage online of the highway scene before the movie was actually green-lit, and I knew it was gonna be on point. This movie has zero fat on its bones. There's not one wasted moment or scene in this film. Every joke lands and it's extremely funny. It's awesome this movie doesn't take itself seriously. Ryan Reynolds even makes fun of himself in some hilarious moments. I love the self-deprecating humor. Too many incredible scenes in Deadpool to list off the top of the dome, but I would say some standouts are the highway gunfight scene where he counts down the bullets, and the ending battle scene when he shows up and shows out playing DMX as he rolls up with Negasonic and Colossus. Shout out to Gina Carano as Angel.
You're gonna do SuperHero landing. Wait for it. Woo! SuperHero landing. Yeah, that's really hard on your knees.
And Ed Skrein as Ajax, aka Francis. They both played it up as solid heels in this movie. This movie has the best interpretation of Colossus. There's been a couple of X-Men movies that have actually featured Colossus in it, but this is the first time that he actually looks like the way he was drawn in the comic book. He even has the box haircut, which is awesome. I also love that this movie was like really true to the source material and had Deadpool breaking the fourth wall. The whole joke about, a fourth wall break inside of a fourth wall break, what does that make it, 16 walls? That is just hilarious. Because in the comic book, that's actually one of his mutant powers, is that he can break the fourth wall and actually talk to the reader of the comic book. So I thought that was a nice touch. And Ryan Reynolds doesn't overdo it. Like, he does it just enough. Like, it's so cool the way this movie is done. This movie's so original, it's so hilarious. Shout out to Leslie Uggams. I thought she was super duper awesome as his blind sidekick. It's a pairing you wouldn't expect and is true to the source material. While we're at it, shout out to TJ Miller, his other sidekick, who was super funny. Not to be confused with the director of the film, Tim Miller, who did an excellent job directing this film. I also think it's really cool, being that my favorite director is Quentin Tarantino, that the story is told in a non-linear fashion. I wish that more superhero origin films did this. With most first installments of superhero films, they make you wait till halfway through the movie before the main character gets his powers, becomes a superhero, and starts whooping ass. I like that Deadpool doesn't make you wait. You get instant gratification straight from the giddy up. You bounce back and forth from the past to the present throughout the middle section of the film, but the story flows seamlessly and is never jarring or weird. All things considered, I think Deadpool is the best movie to be set in the X-Men universe so far, and a solid number 6 on the Highly Serious Top 15 live-action superhero films list. Captain America the Winter Soldier. So good. That jogging scene after the opening credits, that's the only calm, tranquil moment before the blitzkrieg of action to follow. After that, it is pedal to the metal, wall-to-wall action and intensity. Whatever witty, cool description you can think of in your head, that accurately describes this picture. The first action sequence in the beginning of the film is probably my favorite opening action sequence out of any of the films on this list. When Captain America jumps out of the plane with no parachute into the Indian Ocean, sneaks onto the ship and starts whooping ass. So dope. Love the fight scene between Cap and Batroc, played by the incomparable George St. Pierre. He adds such a level of authenticity to this fight scene. Speaking of authenticity, I had to pinch myself when I first heard that Robert Redford was going to be in this film. His work in such films as 3 Days of the Condor, All the President's Men, The Company You Keep, Lions for Lambs made him the perfect choice for this movie. He adds an incredible amount of gravitas to the role of Alexander Pierce and makes the whole movie quote-unquote official as a political thriller. Loved Anthony Mackie as Falcon. He captured the essence of Sam Wilson perfectly. He is totally riding with Cap till the end. You completely buy into his undying loyalty to Cap. I also thought from a costume design perspective, the film interpretation of Falcon's costume was spot on. So cool. The Falcon's costume in the comic book was a little bit out there, and they managed to give him such a grounded and functional look in this film. Love the chemistry between Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans in this film. It makes sense she would be in this movie also since she's a spy and her ties to S.H.I.E.L.D. I could watch her in pretty much anything. The scene where they try to assassinate Nick Fury is next level. It has so many cool elements in it. Parts of the scene reminded me of the bank shootout scene in Heat, directed by Michael Mann, starring Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. In my opinion, probably the best gunfight scene ever committed to celluloid. While other parts remind me of the car chase scenes in 1971's French Connection, starring Gene Hackman. Sebastian Stan as the Winter Soldier comes off almost like a modern-day Terminator in this film. He is unstoppable and relentless. So many cool scenes in this film. The elevator scene, my head almost exploded from excitement from seeing this scene. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. The fight choreography is amazing in this scene. Actually, it's amazing throughout the entire movie. I love the way Joe and Anthony Russo shoot action scenes. Pound for pound, I don't think there's anyone in the game even close to these guys. Captain America the Winter Soldier works on so many levels, as a spy movie, a political thriller, and a superhero movie. They flawlessly combined and mixed all three genres and gave the audience something new, a superhero movie with substance. It's no wonder Kevin Feige gave the Russo brothers the keys to the Avengers franchise. They earned it. They also earned the number 5 spot on the Highly Serious Top 15 live-action superhero films list. So that was number 6 Deadpool and number 5 Captain America the Winter Soldier on the Highly Serious Top 15 live-action superhero films list. What do you guys think? Do you highly agree or do you seriously disagree? Let a brother know in the comments below. Until next time, I've been your host Craig Anthony Marshall. Have a great day and rock on.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.